Please enjoy the live script readings. First up is Imagine This by Sade Adeniran.
In the village of Edogun, Lola and Yinka burst through the bushes and follow the voice of the town crier.
Citizens of Edogun, please hear me. A giant of our town has been felled. Chief Oloboko Ogunwale has journeyed to the other side of...
People emerge as they hear the news. One woman takes off her headscarf, wraps it around her midriff, and throws herself to the ground in tears.
Stop your dramatics. They have gone to the market.
A gaggle of women gather outside the hut, their wails growing louder. Lola shrinks herself into a corner and watches silent. The next morning, Mama is sitting on the floor in a deep blue woven wrapper, the small room filled with relatives and friends. In the backyard, Iya Ojo and Iya Tayo, Mama's gossip-mongering neighbors, cook breakfast on an open fire. Lola exits the house with a plate and holds it out in supplication to Iya Ojo, who gives her a healthy portion. She parks herself on a stool and wolfs it down despite the heat. Several hours later, Lola is in the backyard again, polishing off a large portion of pounded yam. Iya Ojo nudges Iya Tayo and keeps her voice low.
Anyone would think she has never been fed.
I heard she only gets leftovers.
Well, a child does not die because her mother's breasts are dry.
No, but somebody had to die before she could chop.
Are you mad?
Look now, if the grandfather did not die, would she have food to chop, care?
Later on in the evening, the noise of the crackling fire mingles with the croaking frogs and crickets. Lola again presents herself with her plate, ready for another meal.
Hey again.
She waddles back to her stool and stares at the food, unable to eat another morsel. A loud burp emerges. Both women watch in awe. They turn away and speak in Yoruba.
That child will eat herself to death.
Leave her. The next time she gets another chance to eat like this will be another relative dying.
I heard that the other children refused to wait for her father before they buried him.
Hey, who told you?
He has not been forgiven for not sending for his half-brother.
Can you blame them? All the money the father had spent sending him to London.
I heard that he sold one of his farms to pay for her mother.
Ha! And look what's happened. She left him, she left children. God only knows what's happened to that one.
I heard that she married an Oyibo man. Do you think that she understood?
Joe?
In her bedroom, a bald-headed mama watches Lola and her father eat from the same plate. Lola is shoving food down as fast as she can.
I will tell them to bring more.
No, this is enough for us.
A sated Lola sits back with soup dripping down her arm and onto her clothes.
So, because you are sitting on a mat and not a table, you think you should not have table manners?
Sorry, Daddy.
When did you begin to eat like a pig? I can see I've left you here far too long.
Am I coming back to live with you?
Just for the holidays. Adele is coming too.
I'm going back to Lagos!
For the holidays.
What are you talking about?
I am taking her back to Lagos.
Huh? When? When are you going? When are you going? Huh?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I am taking her back to Lagos with me tomorrow.
How can that be? When the day after is the final burial ceremony? And who is going to help me around the house if you take her?
Next year, I am sending her to boarding school.
When she has family here.
It will be better for her. She needs friends.
So you will not stay for the final burial ceremony?
Why? Nobody waited for me before he was buried.
They had no choice now.
We'll be leaving tomorrow. I want to get back early.
Just remember, a man who respects his ancestors paves the way for his own greatness. Two wrongs do not make it right. How will I hold my head high when my own son will not attend his father's funeral?
Mr. Ogunwale calmly leaves. In Lagos, Mr. Ogunwale pulls his battered van up to a fairly dilapidated house with unfinished brickwork. A woman sits in front of an open sewer roasting corn. Half-naked children stop briefly to give them a curious look before continuing to play. Lola alights and looks around in horror.
What happened to our house?
This is just temporary for now.
All these people are relatives too.
No.
We're sharing a house with strangers.
Things will change soon.
Lola picks up her suitcase and follows her father into her temporary new home. Mr. Ogunwale's abode consists of a bedroom and a living area. The living room is stacked with trunks and boxes sporting freight stickers. In one corner is a small television and 2 buckets of water. Furniture is a bench with cushions and a coffee table. Also in the room is a fridge. Lola watches her father as he attempts to put her suitcase at the top of the stacked trunks.
Daddy, I'm not going to be able to reach that.
Okay. Take what you want now.
And where shall I put it after?
He slides the suitcase under the bench and then drapes a wrapper over it, hiding the suitcase from view.
Better.
When will the day below arrive?
Today or tomorrow, I'm not sure. I have to go to a meeting.
But I'm hungry.
There's soup in the fridge.
What am I going to eat with the soup?
You eat what you are given.
Does that mean I'm eating Eba? I don't like Eba.
Do you know how to make eba?
No.
What have you been learning if you can't make eba?
He flips the switch for the overhead light to check for electricity, then switches it off again. He rummages around until he finds a travel immersion heater. He puts it in a tin container, adds water, and then plugs it in.
When you do this, always make sure you use a tin container. The elements will melt anything plastic.
How are we going to heat the soup?
He goes into his room and emerges with a small kerosene stove, which he puts outside the door in a hallway.
Bring the soup from the fridge.
Mr. Ogunwale lights the stove, and Lola places the pot on top.
Watch it. I'll be back soon. Let it cool down before you put the pot back into the fridge. And put it on the newspaper so the soup doesn't soil the fridge.
He leaves. Much later, Lola surveys the trunks, working out the safest route before launching herself onto the stack. She perches precariously and rifles through, pulling things out and putting them back. Her face lights up when she sees a plastic Aladdin's lamp. A loud knock at the door startles her, and she almost topples over.
Who's it?
Who are you expecting?
Adele!
She opens the door and throws herself at her brother.
Easy.
He gives her a little shove, and he enters with his suitcase.
How did you get here?
Oh, they put me in a bus and a kitty, paid for my fare, and gave me enough to get a mulaway from the depot.
By yourself? What if you got lost?
I'm here, Anna. Where's that?
Gone for a meeting.
He spots the open trunk and spies the lamp.
You've been snooping, haven't you?
Investigating?
One day he's going to catch you all. I remember that.
They rub the lamp.
We wish for a mother, a father, and a family that lives together.
I'm hungry. Is there anything to eat?
Well, you can help me finish my eba.
He looks at the empty soup bowl and arches an eyebrow. She grins, opens the fridge, and pulls out the pot of soup with a flourish.
Ta-da!
In the back of the family minivan, both Lola and Adebola are dressed with their Sunday clothes, patiently waiting for their father to take them to church.
Do you think he'll let us stay with him?
I don't think so.
I wish.
Yeah, me too. Did you save enough money?
I've got 7 naira now.
I've got 10. We need at least 25 to get to Lagos.
Do you think they will send us back?
We're miners and we're British. We just need enough money to get back there and find the embassy.
Oh, I found our passports.
Mr. Ogunwale emerges from the house. They sit up straighter and stare forwards as he gets in the van and starts the engine. After the church service, the colourful congregation spills out into the warm, bright day.
Hallelujah!
Amen!
Hallelujah!
Amen!
God is good
All the time!
The pastor, a rotund man in his 60s, thanks his flock, paying particular attention to the family's dress resplendence.
Pastor, may God continue to bless you.
Bless you, my brother.
These are my children.
Oh, you're welcome, my children.
The pastor's attention is captured by an extremely fat man dressed in a lace agbada, and he moves away.
They are on holiday, and I was hoping that...
Oh, look at you! May God continue to bless you. May He fill your coffers with wealth.
Thank you, Father.
Mr. Ogunwale finishes his sentence out of earshot of the pastor.
I was hoping that next Sunday we could come for a blessing.
He watches the pastor for a second and then marches his children to his beat-up minivan. It sticks out in a car park full of high-end cars. Mr. Ogunwale sits in his van for a spell and watches the pastor continue to shower blessings on his wealthy constituents. Later on in the evening, as the sun is about to set, Lola and Adebola are outside watching the world pass by. There has been another power cut. Lola has been crying and Adebola's eyes are shining.
It's not like I imagined.
No, it's not.
They gaze into the gathering dusk. Adebola puts his face in his hands and his shoulders heave.
We'll be fine. We will. And one day we'll be together like a proper family.
There is no conviction in her statement.
Of course we will.
Do you think it'll work? And they'll send us back to live with Aunt Sue and Uncle Eddie?
Yeah.
She picks up the plastic Aladdin's lamp. A ghost of a smile emerges. They both rub the lamp, but they say nothing. Electric light bulbs flicker back on. Music, television, and radios blare from homes. And along with everyone else, the siblings shout the usual chorus of
NEPA!
Back in the village, a rickety old bus drops off Lola and her aunt. Lola watches the vehicle until it becomes a speck in the distance. She then picks up her suitcase and trudges across the road to Mama's house. Iya Rotimi watches her and mutters to herself.
That child is wicked. Not one word to me all the way here. She will soon learn. A child who is not taught at home must learn outside. She will learn manners.
Rotimi staggers into the girls' dormitory, carrying a cupboard on his head. Lola trails in behind him with a battered suitcase and rolled up single mattress. In the dormitory are 20 iron bunk beds with missing mattresses. On the side of each bunk are wooden padlock cupboards.
This thing heavy, oh. Which one be your bed?
She walks down the aisle, finds a space without a cupboard and points at it. Rotimi slots her cupboard in and Lola begins to unpack. Rotimi watches for a while.
Okay, I take on now. But not me. We'll carry it home for you come end of term.
Thanks.
Okay, I go.
He saunters out, leaving Lola by herself. She unpacks. Amongst the items on her bed are the Aladdin's lamp she liberated from her father's trunk, a white envelope, and her journal. She flicks open the journal and removes a picture of herself, Adebola, and a white woman with a 70s beehive standing in front of a birthday cake. She turns it over. On the back it says,
Adebola, Lola and Sue. Birthday party in 1975. Kent House.
She picks up the white envelope. Inside is money. She spreads this on the bed. She now has 15 naira. The next morning, Lola is woken by the arrival of several cars pulling outside the dormitory. She watches with a touch of envy as returning students and their parents unload cars packed to the brim. Lola has a sudden flashback to her first departure from Lagos. She's in the back of a rickety bus, staring out of the window at her father as he disappears into the crowd of conductors and passengers. Later on, the forlorn dormitory of the night before is now a hive of activity as girls chatter away and unpack their cases. Lola and Remy sit cross-legged on Lola's bunk.
Why you stay here by yourself?
I'm glad you're here.
Remy picks up Lola's picture.
Your brother? Where is he?
With my uncle.
She puts the picture down. Lola picks it up and takes it away.
You must miss him.
Yeah.
So why you come school here?
I didn't have a choice, and the correct sentence is, why did you come to school?
Your English is good. Maybe you can teach me. What? Me too, I want to be able to blow proper phonetics.
I'll teach you if you pay me.
Pay you?
Lola picks up her white envelope, rolls it into the shape of a cigarette, and puts it in her sock.
Okay, how much?
Lola starts to tidy her bed and put her things away.
I'll pay you 5 naira. Okay, I'll pay you 10. I go pay you 10 naira for the year.
Let's make it 10 for a term.
Okay.
I won't be here next term.
And I saw you there talk last term.
Well, this time it's true.
We're going back to England.
A bell rings, both girls scramble after the other students to assembly. Several months later, in the middle of a sweltering day, Lola and Remy sit under a tree, which provides no protection from the blistering heat. They sit in companionable silence.
Only 2 weeks left of term and then I'm gone.
Lola touches her sock. Remy nods her head. She's too hot to muster up any conversation. Later on, a teacher distributes letters in the classroom.
Dele Afolabi. Mohammed Akintobi. Femi Abimbola. Omolola Oganwole.
Seated back under their favorite tree, Lola rereads her letter, it seems, for the 18th time.
So
what?
what's in him talk?
You mean, what does it say? Honestly, Remy, what is the point of me teaching you if you're not going to use proper grammar?
So what does it say?
It says that you should mind your own business.
She smiles, taking the sting out of the insult, smoothing out invisible creases as she rereads the letter again. Another day of school, and it's double maths. The teacher writes an equation on the board while student attention wanders. He turns around and raps his cane on the desk.
Are you paying attention?
Yes, sir.
Remy enters the class.
Sir, the principal is asking for Lola.
The teacher gestures to Lola.
Miss Ogunwale, your presence is required by the head.
In the principal's office, Lola sees her Uncle Nee and launches herself into his arms.
What are you doing here?
I've come to take you home.
Am I going back to Lagos?
No. Back to the village.
She senses something is wrong, but is afraid to ask what.
I've got math class.
Go with your uncle. No need to worry about maths now.
She looks from one face to another, unable to read their expression. Uncle Nee pulls up next to an empty hearse. Gathered in Mama's front yard, neighbors are wailing. She turns to her uncle. He urges her out of the car towards the house. Uncle Joseph exits Mama's house and she stops. She stares at him and waits for him to say something. He shakes his head, unable to speak, distraught. Galvanized into action, she rushes past him into a dim hallway. Inside, Mama is on the floor next to an open coffin. Silent tears stream down her face. Compared to the lamentations outside, it's abnormally quiet. Lola takes in the scene and approaches the coffin. Inside the coffin, Adebola is laid out in a suit that hangs off his frame. His nose and ears are stuffed with cotton wool. Lola leans in and gently touches him. She removes the cotton wool, then gently shakes him, whispering into his ear.
Here now. Wake up. You have to get up now.
She shakes him harder.
Adebola, you have to get up now. We're going to be a family, remember? With the mother and the father together. Why is he so cold?
Lola falls to her knees. She screams with rage and a grief that pierces the heart. She grabs Babadeo's cutlass. Before anyone can react, she grabs it and slices it. She's disarmed by Uncle Nee, while relatives swarm to stem the flow of blood. A tourniquet is fashioned and he is led away. Lola howls with pain. Four burly men carry the coffin out of the house. The village elder calls all of the ancestors of the Obeng tribe. And then the room is filled with silence.
Sade, can I invite you up? Now? Yeah. Okay, congratulations. My goodness, that was emotional stuff, and I was not necessarily expecting the story to go that way. Were you? No. So thank you. How was it for you seeing what you have written reimagined in this way?
It's been an interesting journey. At times a bit trying, but fun. But yeah, good. And I've Nigerianized my accent. They're now honorary Nigerians.
Okay, so I mean, you said that it's been trying at times. So how long has it taken you then to get the story together? How much of it is based on a lived experience, or has just come from imagination and perhaps what you have read and seen over the years?
The story is actually an adaptation of my book, Imagine This, which won the 2008 Commonwealth Writers' Prize. I wanted to adapt it into a film, and so I wrote the script myself. So I wrote the script, and it's been knocking around for a couple of years now, more than that probably. And then I sent it into Bath to sort of just on the off chance. Didn't really expect anything, and then when I got, it was funny because I got the email saying that I won. I actually thought it said I was nominated. Then I tweeted out, "Oh yay, I was nominated for an award," and then somebody corrected me on mine and said, "Actually, no, you didn't. You weren't nominated. You won." So it's like, oh,
amazing.
So, yeah.
So what does it mean then to get that sort of nod from such a prestigious event such as BAF? Really, you know, taking something, as you said, from an adaptation to a movie, and then getting the nod from the British Urban Film Festival that, you know what, you're doing the right thing here.
It's great, because as a lot of people know, it's a challenge getting any movie made. So this helps, you know, sort of getting some recognition for your work. Because, you know, we toil away, we write, and we hope that, you know, our words make a difference. But you never know when you're sort of sitting at home in front of a blank screen, typing away, you're like, is this really good or is this really bad? And I'm my own worst critic anyway, so it takes me a while to put anything out there. So yeah, I was sitting there going,
well, you needn't have been, because it was really immersive, you know, really enjoyable. I'm really interested to see how Lola's character develops. Is there anything more that you can tell us about this, and how perhaps things have changed from the book to the movie?
Well, a lot has changed. When you're adapting a book, you can only take out certain bits. And when I was writing it as a script, I had to sort of choose certain characters and elements from the book that I thought would enhance the story that I wanted to tell. Because when you write a book, you can, you know, write a person's thoughts and what they're doing and what they feel, and the actual book is a diary as well. So you know everything that she's feeling and thinking. Whereas when you're watching a film, it's more visual. So adapting that and the cues and everything. However, when I did it for this, I had to rewrite it again because I was thinking, it's a stage. I needed it to be a little bit bigger, because when you're writing for screen, you need the micro expressions. So I just let them loose. As you can see from my past.
Hallelujah!
That was improvised. we add it. Perhaps you can add it.
Yeah.
How was it for you guys acting in this way and with this audience in this intimate fashion?
Great.
There's a lot of pressure because you've got your peers here looking judging us. It's really great story. There's a patient journey, there's some laughs in there, there's some serious talking points as well. These young children move into another environment.
Amazing. Well, we're going to hear more from you, Sade, and I'm sure the audience will have some questions for the actors as well. So for now, give it up, everyone.